Hello. Welcome back to the Guitar Hour. It seems to be working all right today. God, last week was a stress. Not last week, week before. Sorry about last week, guys. I was ill. Dan was ill. I had a bad back. Dan was generally run down,
Just,
really.
bad
Just
times.
totally
Thank you
too
to
much work.
shout out to Ryan Simmons for messaging me, making sure I'm okay.
Oh, what a dude. That's really awesome. I tell you what, actually, dude, you were just talking about shutting the door. Do you want to just see if it'll push through without knocking into the camera? Oh, nearly. That'll do. Okay, that's fine. All right, so welcome, guys. Hope you've missed us. We've missed you. Nice to see you. There's quite a few guys watching. Obviously, this has turned into the Dan Pedal Steel Show.
Yeah. No pedals. No pedals.
I always do that.
Don't be that guy.
Lap Steel Show.
No pedals.
I'm so sorry.
But I've got my teaching shoes on. Check
got his
this
brogues
shit
on.
out.
He's got his brogues on. He's up.
Can't see him. It's nice though.
Oh man, we need a wooden floor.
Superb.
We could do some tap dancing. Do you do that live?
No, I do it not on stage. I do it when I'm teaching kids because I can't count and play at the same
A
time.
shootronome.
Yeah, I'm like shooter.
So, guys, how's the sound? Is it all sounding okay? We're running 4 lapel mics and a few other gizmos today. Slightly different setup.
Can you do us a favour, guys? We're just going to really quickly play a bit of guitar each. Just tell us if you can hear the guitars all right.
Go on, Dan.
Oh,
I'm on mute.
Oh. Apparently there's a slight buzz. We can't hear it. I don't know where that's coming from.
I can hear
Hold on. I can hear it too. What is that? What's buzzing? Oh. Now I can really hear it. Hold on.
it's gone away.
It's mic number 4.
Who's
that me?
number 4?
Yeah.
Buzzing, mate.
Dan.
It's gone away now, hasn't it?
Hold on.
What is that all about?
Is it there now?
Have we got another dodgy... It wasn't doing that before, was it?
Don't know.
Keep talking. Oh,
Oh
man.
Oh.
Got a dodgy XLR cable that we thought we tracked everything.
It.
Oh well. You have
I do
to-
look fetching in my headphones though.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Paul Gilbert.
Tom's actually DJ in his spare time.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry about that, guys. That buzzing. We could change the XLR cable.
How
Do we
much
wanna
effort
try?
is it? We can talk about some
How,
of the stuff
how
while
bad
you do
is it, guys?
It is quite loud.
Yeah, let's. Where's the cable? I'll get it. And we'll.
Okay.
If we can.
Where is the cable?
So, should we?
Well,
because we've been
somebody
promising-
saying no buzz on Twitch.
No, I can hear it. I can hear it for definite. If you can't hear it, it's because your headphones are not loud enough or your speaker's not loud enough. It's definitely there.
What's the next slide on
And
there?
it's on.
How long it is?
This mic channel.
Which is who?
Because now it's gone.
Is it me?
Down.
Right. Okay.
Oh.
So it is definitely a cable then.
Yeah,
Well, so maybe
without a
just
doubt.
next
Unless
week.
it's that lapel mic, which is not.
It shouldn't be. No, that's.
Dan, how long?
Tankers.
Just unplug Dan for me. Sorry, guys. We'll get this sorted out as quick as possible.
Just want to unplug it.
Oh, it's gone now. It's all gone.
Do, 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 do.
How long is that cable?
This.
So
Not long enough, is
Peter's
it?
saying he can only hear it if we're not when there's nothing
Wait,
happening.
oh, no,
There's
no.
one down
Hang on,
here.
hang on,
There's
hang
a
on,
little
hang on.
one
This
down
one. Wait a second.
Oh no, I don't like this.
I do. Wait a
So
minute,
guys, what's going on? Can any of you cats explain what a tritone substitution is?
We good?
A bit later on, Shane. We will.
Is that
Right,
cool?
just
Yeah.
Dan, just don't move.
Don't
whatever you do.
move.
I can't move now. Am I going to
Okay.
be able to do
So-
this?
If you put your arm through it underneath.
Okay. All right.
So
Hang on a
everything should
second.
be.
1 second. Isn't your cable longer? Why don't you pass
Yeah,
your cable to
it
Dan and
is.
Dan can switch to yours?
Yeah.
Right, guys, we'll get this sorted out and then we're done.
We've been promising better audio quality for weeks.
No, the audio quality is better. It's just that there's there's a lot of stuff going on here.
That's what I'm saying. We just try and get it right for them.
There's a lot of stuff going on here,
Right,
guys.
Dan.
Right,
We
so we're just
swap over.
swapping. Is that what we're doing?
Nice dangle going on.
Where's the?
Da-da-da.
There we go.
Right. So you have that.
That's it. You have that one. Yep, that'll do.
Yeah,
That's,
fixed.
that's I'll just have to go underneath.
Yeah,
You could probably get
Can we
that
run that
behind.
behind me and you?
probably.
Oh, this is first class.
Yes.
This is great.
Right, guys, we're
There
there.
we
We've
go.
got we've got good audio.
Right.
Hopefully now you can hear us all. Let me just check
Lorne's
this one
saying
more
it's
time.
good now. Thanks, Lorne.
Let me just thank you, Lorne. Let me just check, guys. Yes, no buzz.
Hey!
Just need.
Wow.
Need
Wait.
XLRs.
Oh, it's doing the Zelda noise for.
Oh, go on. Dan's found a key. All right, guys, so we should get on with the show. So for today, I'm drinking the Black Sheep Glug and Glug. This is actually an IPA that was released around Halloween time, but they're still selling them because for some reason they obviously didn't sell enough, but they're absolutely beautiful. It's a 6.2% dark IPA, really, really nice.
Ilkley Pale Ale, local brew, very nice.
I'm also on the Glug and Glug. I thought it said Glum and Glug. Glug and Glug.
Yeah, hard to read.
What's this? Blonde Witch. 4.5% because I have to drive in a bit.
What are you guys drinking? Anybody got a bevy?
Does anyone else sit back and watch the show with a beer?
That's a fantastic point. We never ask. What do you guys drink? Recommend some beers to us, guys.
Yeah. I've had them all.
Yeah,
Try
Dan
and find one that Dan hasn't tried.
Right, let me grab these picks as well because we're going to give these away today. We're going to give them away this week. All right, guys, so we've got a few things we need to say. As usual, thank you to all the Patreon supporters. You guys are the guys who've helped us, and the guys who bought the T-shirts. Yeah. You're the guys who helped us get this fantastic sound quality, big upgrade to the sound. We also have the Dan Cam today.
Dan Cam.
Do I dare see if the Dan Cam works? Oh, God. After the John Gone video, this makes me very nervous.
You can see me now in that shot as well.
That's awesome. BB's hidden. So we got the Dan Cam. Dan's going to play you some slide later on. Corona, lovely. Chocolate milk, Ryan Simmons.
Hi, David Park. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, man.
Hi, dude. Nice to see you. Coffee, Daryl Parkhouse. That's probably the sensible option, but we'd like to get drunk on the guitar. So thank you to all our Patreon supporters. Thank you to the guys who bought T-shirts. I think we sold a few more, actually. If you want to check that out, if you want to support the show, go to www.patreon.com/The Guitar Hour. We are going to start launching that new YouTube channel at some point as well, aren't we? We're not streaming on Facebook, by the way, guys. We've fallen out with it.
Yeah, it seems to kill our...
Every time we stream on Facebook, the stream dies. We have major issues, so we've just given up on Facebook for now.
Frozen, it's saying.
Are we still on?
Anyone else seeing it?
Anybody
Or
out
was it just for Carlos?
And Cheryl.
Cheryl says Dan Cam froze it.
Dan Cam works at the end, but no sound.
Yeah,
no, it's still working.
There's no sound on Dan Cam.
No sound on Dan Cam. We can fix that.
Now there should be sound on Dan Cam.
Has Dan Cam got sound?
Yeah, stream's not frozen, guys. If it's frozen for you, well, they're not going to be able to hear it if it's frozen, are they? Yeah. Refresh, press F5, press Control R, refresh.
One note on the Patreon thing, like, just to prove that we're not just all buying beers and getting trashed with the money, like, this is, you know...
Yeah. No.
How
many did we bought? 2 lapel mics with the... we've got an extra camera going on, so you know we're doing the biz, guys. We're getting this to work better for you. So we actually have. By the way, if you want to buy a Guitar Hour T-shirt, you can go to www.theguitarhour.com, and there's a shop on there where we sell some cool merch. So support the show that way as well. As I say, all the money goes back into the show. We don't keep it and like go out for, I don't know.
Curry?
No, it's stuff like this, or you know, if something breaks or whatever, it's just to keep the thing afloat.
Okay, so we have a giveaway. Somebody's going to win these picks. These are actually beautiful. I can't pronounce his name at all. These were given to us, actually organised. It was organised by Mark Thompson, who runs Guitar Addiction. And these are really nice, beautiful handmade wooden picks. Which do I dare switch to the Dan Cam to show you? Probably. I'll do it in a minute. How would we pronounce this, guys? Swibhunna? Well, it's Mark Sweeney is the guy who makes them, and he's based in Nova Scotia.
Yeah,
and
I have no idea.
How you pronounce the brand, I don't know, but if you win, you can have a go at pronouncing them. Basically, the way we're going to do this to make it the most fair for everybody, excuse my phone going off, is...
Sweeney picks.
Sweeney.
Yes.
Sweeney. So that's actually how you pronounce that then, Mark. So Sweeney, but it's just spelt an interesting way. That's cool, interesting. He also makes guitars as well, which look really cool. Oh God, that makes me so nervous.
It's so good because it doesn't fit down this end, which makes sense because you play down here.
But you need a coaster.
If you put it there,
he needs a coaster.
Oh, if only Gabor could see what you're doing.
Oh man, I hope Gabor's not watching.
he's like, you know.
So Sweeney picks. So we're going to give these away. Now the way we're going to give them away is, in order to win these, you have to have liked our Facebook page. Because the way we're going to pick this is we're going to pick a winner at random from the people who are liking our Facebook page. Now, there's quite a lot of guys on there, but you need to have liked the Facebook page to be in with a chance. So what we're going to do is on Monday I will do this because I'm at Guitar Idol on Sunday, which I'll tell you about. We can say what we've been doing and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm at Guitar Idol on Sunday.
Ooh.
So on Monday, Stephen. Right, let me sort that out for you, Stephen. I didn't know that. Stephen, send me a message on Facebook and we'll sort that out for you. I'm sorry they've not. I don't know why they've not come through, but send me a message and I'll sort that out for you. So yes, if you like the Facebook page, Cheryl has a coaster. Go on, give him the coaster.
Ta-da!
Amazing.
Oh no, it doesn't fit.
No, yes it
No,
does.
it fits there.
Okay, that's a bit even more dangerous for my AX8.
I don't mind how to say.
Or for the blue. So, like the Facebook page, we'll pick a winner at random and then we will announce the winner on the Facebook page. So it's facebook.com/The Guitar Hour and we'll post these out to whoever has won them. There's 4 in there. They are beautiful, actually.
Yeah, amazing.
Really nice. Have you seen these?
How many shots of Palinka could you fit
man.
there?
Oh my God. That could be an awesome drinking game.
Yeah, they're really cool. We'll put them in front of the Dan cam.
Yeah, I'll stick on the Dan cam.
All right,
I'll just
Tom,
show you one of
Red
these. Do you
Hill.
want to just pull the fattest one out for me?
Yeah.
Right, let's switch to the
Pick,
Dan
yeah.
cam.
There we go.
Cheers, dude. So you'll be able to see.
Whoa.
Put it side on, side view.
Really fat, like a house
gypsy pick or
style
something.
pick. Yeah, like a gypsy pick. So these have not been played, we've not tested them, but we've looked at them. So although our dirty fingerprints are on them, they are totally fresh, I promise. So there you go. Right, put that back in there. Switch back to the main cam. All right, guys. So what have you been up to, Dan? Dan and BB actually, and Bronzy actually. Bronzy's been up to some mega stuff. Do you want to start with you, Dan?
Yeah, I finished filming my first tuitional product off my own sort of steam, I guess, on, was that Monday?
I don't know, we weren't there.
What day did we film it?
Oh,
Monday.
you filmed it.
Yeah, I filmed it here.
Believe it or
Castle
not, he
Wales
filmed it in
Studios.
this room. Believe it or not, if you sit in front of it, because we've got a really wide angle lens, Dan sits in front of here, and when you see it, you won't believe it, because it looks really
great.
amazing,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
yeah.
You wouldn't think it in this room. But
So it's 25 tasty, because you know you need an adjective in front of these lick packages. Tasty dominant 7 licks, over 3 different types of dominant 7 chords, so it's not just one vamp of a chord for ages. Kind of organised, there's like 4 or 5 of each type. I'm currently in the editing process and getting quite. It was going quite well until yesterday, but I know I've done wrong. I've literally just got. I'll probably finish most of it tomorrow, and that could be out next week.
Wow.
Maybe. I'm just sort of finishing up the website thing and getting all that together. It will be dansmithguitarist.com
Yeah, it's like
or .co.uk.
Dan's big launch, basically.
Yeah,
Cool.
big time. So I'm poor, so please buy it.
That is about as good a reason as any, I guess. Yeah. To be honest, though, guys, I sat and filmed it for Dan, and I was pretty. I mean, I had a smile on my face the entire time, didn't I? The licks are really, really awesome. They're not your run-of-the-mill. How many notes can I fit into a bar lick? There are some like that, but there's
There's
one or
a
two.
couple of like busy ones, but it's
But
more.
they are seriously tasty.
Yeah, so there's a bit of changes playing stuff on there. There's a bit of Lydian dominant stuff. There's a bit of altered stuff. So there's quite a bit in there. It's not just I've not just got like a million bars of the same chord and then shredded over it. I don't want to hate on licks packages, but I don't really agree with licks that are like 16 bars long.
Yeah, we all feel the same about that.
I'd rather have something that was a couple, and then you can pick that apart rather than like trying to learn this big thing.
Totally. Cool.
I mean that's cool too.
So that's going to be out fairly soon. You'll be able to buy it from Dan's website.
Yeah, I'm aiming for next. We're doing a guitar hour next week, aren't we? Are we?
Is it next week?
Season finale.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I'm aiming to do the whole big hoo-ha launch
We're going
next
to do a
week.
Christmas special. Come on, we have to do a
Oh,
Christmas
yeah,
special.
And
special as well.
it's my birthday next week. So that could be your present to me. I am 30 years old.
It's like watching an Indiegogo campaign
Yeah, sponsor me.
live being worked out.
Sponsor
on
a
the fly.
Dan for just $20 a month.
Awesome, BB.
Yeah, same really. I'm living within the walls of Final Cut Pro. Just
For more than
editing-
one reason, but we'll let Bronzy talk about that.
Yes, editing my arse off for my own tuition product that will be. It's unlikely to be out for next week.
Put your finger out that.
Amazing.
Oh, how things have swung round.
I can't believe that I was in the lead and then you come up from behind.
Hair
and
and the
you-
tortoise.
Over here and doing your licks package. You know what I mean? In like 3 days.
yeah,
That's
so
hilarious.
but it is very close. My website is also on the launch. The website will be launched this week, or certainly next week. What else am I doing? Still editing interviews, editing Mr. Bronze's thing that he's about to talk about. So I'm essentially doing little practice at the moment, but editing lots of fun content.
BB is living proof that guitar players these days need multimedia skills of some repute.
Big time.
And we're going to talk about that.
Which is
Yeah, we are. We're going to talk about that. So, Bronzy.
So, I did a gig earlier this year, and BB came down with a couple of cameras and shot it, and it turned out really good. So I did a crowdfunder to do pre-orders, and on Indiegogo, and we hit 100% funding within 15 hours.
That's mental.
So
That's got to be some kind of record.
it's really
For
amazing.
an independent guitar project.
Yeah.
Quite possibly as a record.
I didn't expect it to go that quick. So we're now at 170%. We've raised.
You didn't tell me that.
Yeah, it's at 170. So it looks like, and I'm going to be able to. And loads of you guys on who watch the Guitar Hour have contributed, so I really appreciate that. But it's really cool because it's looking like we might be able to afford to get it mastered at a top mastering place as well.
You guys are awesome. Thank you very much for doing that.
Yeah, so I'm
Great
going to be able to release an audio version of the live DVD as well. So that's been kind of a bit mind-blowing, really.
So I'm editing that as well, which is...
Thanks, BB.
You're welcome, Dave.
Just think
You're
of the
awesome.
skills you are acquiring.
Indeed, yeah, it's great.
So exciting times. It's been a brilliant week.
Okay, so I guess
Big
I'll better
plays.
tell you what I've been doing, and then we'll do Dan's challenge. So I am furiously editing as well. Basically, we don't do anything but edit videos here. We edit videos, do a live stream, edit more videos. So I've been editing videos about editing videos with my video production tutorial, which should be ready next week, by the end of next week, I hope. Although I've got a ridiculous new TV arriving, so expect my productivity to go through the floor on Saturday when it arrives.
This is fair to say this is the biggest one you've ever done, right?
This tutorial is by far and away the most
say
work.
TV.
No.
Well, that's true as well. But it's by far and away the biggest, most work I've ever done for a tutorial. I mean, you guys have seen how many videos there are.
I've seen a couple of them because they helped me out yesterday.
Oh yeah, I've been sending them to Dan
Yeah,
to help him out. So they do work, and Dan actually already knows stuff about video editing, so it was quite nice.
I was one click away
to
from
see.
figuring it out myself.
Yeah, exactly.
Like-
well, you pretty much did figure out yourself.
Yeah.
But anyway, this tutorial will be very useful if you guys want to produce videos. It goes through all the hardware, all the software, shows you how to use each of those from different budgets, so on and so forth. So anyway, I feel like we're just advertising products here.
Yeah.
But genuinely, that's what we've been doing, and it relates actually to what we're going to talk about later on.
I was going to say,
Is it
but
not?
if you do want to check out my campaign,
Hey.
head over to my Facebook, Dave Bronze Music page, and it's all on there.
So now we've advertised all sorts of
Yes.
things, which we didn't mean to. Let's do some playing.
Yeah.
So Dan, what's your challenge?
What is it, Slide Week?
You should know it's your challenge.
I don't know what's going on anymore.
Well, the reason we're not 100% sure is because
Slide Week.
this season has been a bit up and down because of various different things. We've just had crazy workloads, but it's Slide Week. Oh, it's not Slide Week. It's a Slide Dance challenge.
Yeah.
That's not actually the reason Dan's got that behemoth in front of him, which we'll
Well,
talk about later.
I've only had this a week.
We talked about that, yeah.
No, let's do some playing and then talk
Yeah,
about it.
cool.
If that's all right. Is that all right, Dan?
Can I put my disclaimer in?
Are you going to play on that?
What was that? What we were playing off before? That E thing.
that's
what-
Yeah.
that's what-
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a go. Like,
Awesome.
but I mean, I'm still. I kind of only know what I know at the minute. I'll tell you what I did. I got a what's the Mac version of an Excel
Let me
like
change to the
spreadsheet
Dan cam.
Pages.
and put all the letter names over the thing. Arranged it, and it's not helped.
Really?
No, I mean it has. It's like if you ever look at like a fretboard diagram with scales and it just absolutely rinses you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
That's
that.
why I hate those things.
It's probably better to go the other way around, like figure something out and then
Totally.
look at what it actually is.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I've kind of, because it's tuned to a chord, I kind of know where the root notes of every chord are. But when it comes to scales and stuff, so it's going to be quite basic. But I'll.
Well,
for the challenge, give it a
Dan
go.
will do a little feature after this on Dan's new instrument because it's obviously built by the Fibonacci guys, and we want to show it to you because the workmanship is just insane.
No barrier.
Just to ask Tom, is the video editing lot specific to any software? Yeah, it's specific to Final Cut Pro, Premiere, and iMovie.
It's the main ones, isn't it?
All the
Those are
headers.
the main ones. Although
Sony Vegas.
I'm afraid that I do tell you in the software that iMovie is a bag of balls and you shouldn't use it. I also say the same thing for GarageBand. So I'm afraid there's a few caveats built into there, so you'll have to watch the tutorial though. So anyway, Dan will talk you through the instrument, if that's all right with Dan, and just talk you about about the build and so on and so forth, and then talk you through a little bit. Because we've had the steel on the guitar hour before, but unfortunately that one got stolen. So Dan will tell you the story
in the river somewhere.
All right, so guys, we're going to play over this E minor blues rock guitar track, but the challenge is we have to play slide. And does anyone actually play slide?
I can't play slide
officially. No, none of us can play slide. But Dan is playing an instrument where you have to use a slide.
Yeah, and I don't know where all the notes are.
So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to mute the mics as usual. Or am I? Shall I mute the mics? Because it's quite nice to have a reaction, isn't it?
We'll
leave them on for this.
We'll hear the panic.
Maybe when Dan plays his tune, we'll mute the mics. But yeah, you'll hear all the panic. All right, guys. So seeing as we've only got one slide in the room, we're all going to be borrowing Bronzy's slide. Bronzy's going to have to start.
What?
That slide looks like a challenge.
Sorry.
Dangerous.
I've got the NutriBullet.
That looks like it.
Right, let me find a spot where Quist isn't. By the way, guys, this is a Quist jam track.
Oh, what?
Oh no! He's good at this. Oops. Oh no, it's not. It doesn't go to the pipe. Ah. That is so hard. I apologise.
Oh, sorry.
Were you going to switch neck?
Oh.
Me too, Mark, don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
Hello.
Four dudes, one slide.
Oh, God.
Well,
How did you do that? I don't really want it.
Yeah, I know.
This guitar is really not for slide.
Disclaimers live in the jam. This is the first we've ever seen.
lick, I think.
This is like 13 minutes long.
I didn't realise that.
I might ditch the slide.
Yeah, I think someone suggested that.
Let's ditch the slide after this. Well, you can't.
Got a lick.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yes! We'll do Dan Camp next time.
Not bad ideas.
Oh, it goes to C. I wonder how to do that on this. Oh man.
Trade?
Yeah. Quick, quick, quick! No!
I'm too late.
Oh well. Sounds like Doctor Who. That's it. Check us out, Dan.
Who do you think won the challenge, guys?
Yeah.
It feels like Dan's finally claimed the crown.
I think we can safely say that I should never, ever, ever play Slide ever again.
What the chuff is going on?
Oh dear. Heather hitting the nail on the head.
We decided to have our own little SpongeBob SquarePants party, and so that's what's going on.
Yeah, but you didn't wear the outfit you said you were going to wear, Dave. All right, guys. So why don't we switch to the Dan cam, and Dan can tell you all about this beautiful instrument that he's playing so beautifully.
I am definitely trying.
So, what do they call? Where is it? Where SpongeBob lives?
Bikini Bottom.
Let's go to Bikini Bottom, guys. There you go, Dan.
Yeah. So.
Oh, sorry. Play with your chin.
Yeah, I've had this. I've had this a week. I've gigged with it once after my old one was stolen, tragically last December, about a year ago, and it's never recovered. I did think it'd turn up, but anyway.
Did you get done for insurance fraud?
No. So, this is the first and only of its kind, I believe, so far anyway. Fibonacci, the guys, well, Gabor at Fibonacci made this. The man is a genius. It is mahogany, it's all mahogany. This bottom bit is one piece, and then the two necks are glued on. And then the fretboard is maple, and then the inlays are walnut. So he's chopped all that out and then stuck it in. I mean, I don't know how they do it, man. Like, it's ridiculous. Fibonacci logo on the front.
Sorry, guys.
He's made the legs as well. You can't really see the legs, but
the legs are awesome.
Yeah, the legs were a bit of a not a worry, but just because they're so specific to make. So what he's done is he's got two very sturdy bits of tubing, and they've got what secures a bike seat around them, like a clip.
Oh, right,
yeah. And then if for whatever reason they wear out, you can just sort of tighten it up.
Cool.
So the tuning, I'll go for the knobs. So, all right, you can't see the knobs.
Shall I back out a bit?
Yeah, just for the.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Bad camera work. Keep talking.
So let's go through the controls.
Oh, cool.
So here, the volume is there.
Oh.
That is the tone, but I've somehow broken it in one gig, which is.
God, you play so hard, don't you?
Is impressive. Which is, it is a shame because a lot of guys do this wah pedal thing, which is why the tone is in the middle. Because Bronzy was like, they're on the wrong way around. But if this was the tone, and I was playing this neck, that's quite a distance, because they do this thing where they just drop the bar on like that, and then do the.
If you want to check it out, if you go to the Guitar Hour playlist.
Is that working?
Oh, go on. A little bit.
Yeah, it's a touch. So that's why that's in the middle. So volume, tone. This is the neck switcher. So I'll go through the tunings in a sec. So I'm there, and then put it closest to me. It's there.
The pickups. So you've got two pickups. Can you do pickup selections as well?
Yes, they've got. This is essentially the same thing that's on my Erotic.
Oh, really?
So the middle is
like a humbucker, so two together.
Yeah. And then there's like a series parallel thing going on. That's why it's noisy. So
sorry about my studio sound.
Yeah, let's pretty much leave it on the middle. So tunings. So this one is C6. So you've got A, C, E, G, A, C, E, G. So if you play the strings sort of 5 strings apart. Yeah. So you've got major chords. So pretty much, like where I'm at with this, because it is a ridiculous instrument to try and figure out, is as long as you learn where the root notes are on this string, so that's the C on that one, then if you're playing like a C blues, anything on there would be C. And then same thing down here, anything down here is an F. So any of these. Lap steel players don't tend to play like, big chords. They usually have finger picks, but because of the band and I'm jumping on and off, I can't really. I mean, like a glove that I can just stick my hand in.
Would you use metal finger picks or?
I have got some, but I don't really
plastic?
like them. I get stuck.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I get a bit. But I can still do that. It's not too bad.
Are they guitar strings on there?
Yeah.
Just standard guitar strings?
Yeah. I couldn't say what the gauges are.
No,
I'm
not.
I
just wondered if they were specific to a steel.
No, don't think so. This probably is in like America or something. So C6. That's kind of a really traditional.
That's your SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah.
Oh man, my day just improves when you do that.
I need to ask you the question then that I ask everybody.
He's going to ask you how you visualise the fretboard.
Doesn't that completely wreck your brain? How are you doing? How are you learning it?
Well, I watched a video with the guy who plays steel for Asleep at the Wheel. It's like a Western swing band in Texas, and like he's a really good player, but he doesn't really explain. He doesn't really explain much.
Oh, right, yeah.
He just essentially says, what would be the 12th fret? Oh, that's all C.
Oh,
he said if
do
you
that
go,
again, do that again.
He said if you go 2 frets this way or 3 frets that way, you're safe.
Oh right, really?
So you've got that kind of thing. If you go 2 frets down from these two, so you get like a 7 chord. It's quite hard to get full chords. You've got to kind of find bits.
Yeah.
Or you can do I think that's a 7 chord. I did find a way of doing diminished chords. Is it? It's not, is it? There's like a slant where you can. It's like.
That last one was diminished, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it? That one?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So then this one. That one's really traditional. That's on all the old like Bob Wills stuff and Hank Williams and stuff like that. It's kind of really. What's like the famous one? I did not know if to play it.
Bob Marley.
No,
Bob Marley.
the famous Hank Williams tune. Oh, Norah Jones did it.
Home on the Range? I don't know.
Oh, boys, killing me.
I've got mud on my pickup wheels.
Mud on my pickups.
Move along, Dan.
God, it's right there.
It's not though, is it?
It's kind of like. It's something like that anyway. Some Lonesome Heart. Anyway.
Tell us about the other neck, Dan.
Other neck. We'll move on. I should really know that.
We'll cut that bit
Someone
out.
in the chat will know it. So this
cut that bit
one,
out.
this neck is E13.
Is that right? No.
No.
Should have known.
Cold Heart. That's what it's called.
I thought you needed a
Well,
reboot.
thank goodness for that.
Yeah, to turn myself on
Really
and off
forgive
again.
me that.
Right, so
Redo it
this neck is E13. So you've got E, G sharp, D, F sharp.
There was a resonant frequency going on there.
Ooh.
That's just
Yeah, so
something
E,
about over there.
G sharp. There you go. That guy's got it. David Park. Shout out to you, sir. E, G sharp, D, F sharp, G sharp again. Yeah. B, C sharp, E. So the way I think of this is the top 4 on here. So if I do C there, are the same as the middle 4 on here. So anything you've got for here,
Oh, you remember you telling me this, yeah.
should be able to do that here.
Now, that tone's different. So is that because the strings are different, or have you got the tone set differently on that one?
No, it's only one tone knob.
When you do the pickup selection, does that affect both necks?
Yeah.
Okay, so they should always sound the same.
What was I doing?
It's a different register, though, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
They're on thinner
it's
strings.
cleaner there.
Yeah. So the top 4 are the same as the middle 4 here. So any little licks you've got for that work here, and then I kind of think of the top 4 as your kind of bread and butter stuff, and then the bottom ones are just to make it sound more interesting. So for instance, if you want just any straight major stuff, so if I played C major, and then I wanted a 7, I could just grab this string, Or if I wanted a 9, I could put that in as well, so the middle 4.
So play.
Kind of what are you starting on?
On G.
G. Hang on. Okay.
Yeah. Now
That's
this is
Home
Dan's
Improvement.
challenge.
Have you ever seen that program?
Yeah, what's the noise he makes? Oh.
Yeah, but it starts with. Anyway.
Stolen from Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, so this tuning is actually I mean, I don't know if it's named after the guy, but there's a guy called Leon McAuliffe who was like a massive steel player like back in the day, and I'm actually going to play a tune that is his signature tune later. But
we've already done actually 40 minutes, so we're going to have to start doing stuff. So,
quickly, tricks. I can't do it because the tone knobs don't run in. But
although I was going to say, if they want to see that, we did do an episode ages ago. If you check out the Guitar Hour playlist on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, you'll find that.
You can do hammer-ons and pull-offs, but they have to be key specific. So somebody play me a D chord.
Preferably with the volume up.
So you can't do it anywhere because it's the open
It's an
string.
awesome
It's gotta make
sound,
sense.
though.
There's a tune called Remington Ride, which is that one. Okay, it goes on like that, but that's cool. Anyway.
Awesome. All right, we'll switch back to the main cam. You want to play it now, or do you want to play it in a bit?
It's up to you. Could do it now if you want, since we're on the same.
Yeah, should we do it now?
Same feature. Yeah, I can't do the wah wah thing, which is annoying, but I'll get that sorted.
Should we use Dan Cam for it? Might as well. Yeah. Okay, we'll go back to Dan Cam. Dan's going to play this tune for you. Dan, just before we switch, where can they? Sorry about the tripod guys in the middle of the shot. Although it's just covering where I would be, so it doesn't matter. Tell them about the album, where they can get it. Just do really brief.
This is the first track on the latest Swing Commanders album that I'm on. You can get it swingcommanders.com. Yeah, I think it's on iTunes as well, actually. Yeah, cool. iTunes. Okay. Or maybe CD Baby, one of them.
So we'll switch back to the Dan Cam, and I'll try and make this as clean and intro as possible.
Oh man, this is a great camera. I'm loving this.
So, guys, I'm just going to mute the microphones for this so you get a cleaner sound, because obviously we're not doing any speaking here. So, goodbye.
From the very minute that you check your hat, the rhythm starts to rock until it knocks you flat. Leon, take it away, Leon. The little man's famous for his steel guitar. In addition to his playing, he's a singing star. Giving all the folks the trouble mile after mile. A sample of his music and a great big smile. Leon, take it away, Leon. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da.
Yeah, man.
Dan Smith, ladies and gentlemen.
Proper into it then, wasn't he?
It was amazing. All right,
Let's
so
have it back.
yeah, I like the little handshake. So
Let's get my 60s girl.
let me
group
move.
thing
I'm
on.
going to move it in a minute. Don't worry, I'm going to move it in a second. Just before I do, in terms of anybody who wants to get into this, Dan, what are they looking at in terms of getting an instrument? What's the
Like
price
getting
point for these
like
things?
getting a double neck thing is really,
move this.
really hard.
Is it?
Really hard? Because
Oops.
it's a very American instrument, and any like two necks like this, two lots of 8 strings, you're looking at 2 or 3 main models of Fender String Master, which is what I had, like a D8, but you can get 3. You can get a T8, which is like 3 lots of 8, and then you tune them differently. And then there's a Gibson console steel, but you're looking at the only ones I saw when I was looking for a new one when the other one got stolen were both in the same shop in London, and they're about 1,400 quid each, and they're both from the 50s. So you pretty much can only get old ones. You could probably get new ones if you're in America, but like they're so heavy. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, like getting Gewalt to make this ended up being cheaper than getting one one from the 50s, and it didn't have it wouldn't come with 1950s problems, if you know what I mean. Like the pickups would be sound. I say that I've broken it already, but the legs aren't going to be like worn out, and the case is going to be a bit fucked. So, but you can. I have got. What you could do if you just wanted to try it out is get like a little 6-string, just one like a little Hawaiian thing. Right? You can get them quite cheap. If you just wanted to try it out, you can get like a little cheap folky one for about 80 quid.
It's a Gretsch doing more.
Yeah. Actually, Jason Wilding was selling one not too long ago.
I think he sold it now.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
But yeah, it's cool. It definitely. Your question, the whole how are you visualising the fretboard thing, the interval thing, for me, coming to this was massive.
So that's how you're doing it.
Kind of, right. So, got enough time. So,
You've got to be quite quick about this.
yeah. So I know that's 135, and I know that's 6. So if that's 6, I know that's flat 7. Or if that, I know that's the 3. If I want to do a, you see what I mean? So that would be where the 3 is. So root 3rd 5th.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah.
So then you can kind of figure out where stuff is in relation to that. So if that's the 3 and that's the 6, it'd be like. Oh no, sorry, that's the root note. So that means that's the flat 7. So root 7, flat 7, and that's 6, flat 6, 5. So then there's your dominant 7 chord. So yeah, you can kind of figure it out. Like most guys will sort of work in that one area, and then if you've got C major here, if you go up a minor 3rd, you get minor. So if you're doing like hang on, let me figure this out. Hang on, I can't figure out. What's like the classic turnaround? I can't do it because I'm thinking of this. Hang on, stay there a minute. No. Okay, so say I did, So say I did G, G, G7, C, C minor. Oh, sorry. You see what I mean? Like, you can kind of figure out where stuff is. The hardest thing is voice leading, because you've really got to know where stuff is. But, you can find a couple of little tricks and stuff like that. It's,
You've got a few.
yeah, I've got some,
great, man.
I've got some tricks.
All right, cool. So, hope you enjoyed that, guys. Let's now move on to our main topic, because we've got, especially Bronzy's got some interesting stuff to sort of talk about. We all have, hopefully. So, Bronzy, as usual, do you want to introduce our main topic? And then what we'll do, guys, is we'll do a little bit of playing at the end, and then we've got some questions as well, because I don't think our Fret Files episode is ready, is it?
Oh, I put it on the Facebook page. I scheduled the publish thing to 7 o'clock. So it should be there now.
Right, well, in fact, then what we'll do is after we've done this discussion, we'll tell them about it. They can go and watch it as opposed to sharing it on stream. All right, Bronzy.
So, today's topic is new music industry, and the reason I thought about talking about that is just like, seem to get a lot of talk around now at the moment, like saying, oh, you know, it's impossible to make a living from music now. You've got to give your music away from free. It's all so hard. No one gets a record deal anymore. Nobody's touring. No one's playing. And it's all like really negative. And I was just thinking to myself, it's actually, I believe it's the best time ever in history. It's easier than ever to make a living from music, I think.
You get more options.
You got more options. It's also, I mean, even now in terms of an export in the UK, there's like, it's one of our biggest, literally one of the biggest industries in terms of music export and stuff like that. And I started thinking about this old industry versus new industry thing. So the old industry would be, you formed a local band, you played locally, got big, played regionally, played nationally.
Like Football Manager.
Yeah, like Football Manager. You get a record deal where they loan you the money, you'd spend the advance, you wouldn't sell enough records, you'd get binned.
You'd owe money.
You'd 17.
You'd meet someone in the pub and say, I used to be in that band that had a hit, and that was the music industry. And I think a lot of people still have that mindset, and also they take that mindset through to what we have now. Obviously, since we've had the internet, everything's totally changed. So to give you an idea, the old industry, the way it worked would be, if you wanted to advertise a band, you made it lowest common denominator, you spread it as wide as possible, and hope that enough people would buy it to make it a big hit. So for example, say if you were marketing Smarties, you thought, oh, Smarties are going a bit like out of fashion, we'll put a blue Smartie in now, I'll advertise it, I'll spend £1 gazillion, advertise it everywhere, so the next time I'm in the shop I think, oh, blue Smarties, I think I'll buy some Smarties and try that new blue flavour out, see what it's about. So what advertising the record industry did was they spread it far and wide in the hope that a few people would grab onto it and try it out. What's happened now is the complete absolute reverse of that. So the new music industry, because of the way you can target advertising, it's like the more niche you go, the better. And what that means is
talking about it, it's like 1,000 fan theory.
Yeah,
1,000 true fans.
Yeah, so it's a bit that, but we're going to talk about more stuff. But basically, the more narrow you are, because of the size of Facebook, there's guaranteed on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, there's going to be a niche, enough fans that are into what you're trying to do to support it.
Yep.
So what that means is, the idea now of going out being in a touring band and you're not a proper musician unless you're in a touring band, that kind of is really old-fashioned thinking now. And what I thought would be interesting to talk to you about a little bit is just the variety of things that we do here. So I suppose, I mean, could I do a summary of what you each do? If I get it wrong, tell me off.
Yeah.
So Dan is like a gigging musician. You gig loads. Like out of all of us, you're the one who probably, well, I'd say definitely gigs the most.
I think I've got like 15 this month, I think.
So
it's been a bit quiet, but yeah.
So Dan's like a gigging musician and he does teaching. Dave does a lot of gigging as well. He's probably the second most gigging person. He does teaching as well, and you're doing online products. I do less gigging than these two, but I do usually a
We're
tour.
sat in the right order here, aren't we?
Yeah. I do a tour a year, and I'm trying to make a living a bit like as an artist out of the music that I write and sell. And then Tom, you do masterclasses, and then you're primarily online. So Tom would be
the most ignorant.
Ignorant.
Oh, that's why Dan's here. That's amazing.
Ignorant.
So Tom is like really like represents, I guess, the new music industry in its kind of like fullest kind of representation. But the point is we all make our living from a real mix of stuff. So what I think is encouraging in this, and the reason I want to share it, is I crowdfunded my first album, and I've just crowdfunded this live DVD. Literally did a pre-order campaign. I'm just this unknown guy building a fan base, and through Facebook advertising, I was able to target fans of my page, the Guitar Hour page, and really narrow down the niche. And I'm finding a growing fan base and able to make a living that way as well as teaching. So, and I don't really gig at all. So,
go on, I'll swap you.
but it's possible now to do that. It's possible to release digital products do gigging like these guys do, write music, do products, it's really, really possible to make a living and sort of out of various streams, if you like. What are you pointing to, News?
Your bubbles.
Oh, excuse me. Whoa.
So yeah.
Talk of money.
So just wanted to encourage you guys, really. I mean, I don't know what you think. I mean, do you guys feel really negative? I think when I started out trying to do this, I did feel like, oh man, you've got to give your music away for free and stuff like that. But what I've found is really blown my mind is that if people like the stuff that you're doing and you put something really high quality out, it seems to be that you can.
Well,
for sure.
I listen to a lot of podcasts that are done by comedians, and they do things like podcasts and give them away for free in order to generate interest for the tours.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, and then they sell DVDs and merch and stuff there. So it's kind of, on the one hand, it's kind of the same thing because they like doesn't. I mean, as long as you've got something, it doesn't cost lots of money to do like a podcast, but that generates interest and fans, and then they go to gigs, and it's all kind of self done. They kind of do it all themselves. I kind of think of a lot of parallels with that kind of stuff because obviously they've got the band, but they just go out on their own.
Well, it used to be the way that if you think back to when we were kids or teenagers, for instance, say if you take a modern, not a superstar, but somebody like who's the guy who does the science stuff? The guy who was in D-Ream.
Brian Cox.
Brian Cox.
So Brian Cox.
I can't believe I couldn't remember Brian Cox. So if you take someone like Brian Cox, for instance, back in the day, you'd have to be someone like Brian Cox who was on TV to the point where, say you were going to do a tour or you were going to sell products, so you would have to be on TV, which is extremely rare.
Yeah.
And you'd have to be quite famous in the first place so that the interest was built up on TV. And then if you said you were going to do a tour, and you would say in his case you were going to do some lectures or whatever, you would then sell the lectures off the strength of the TV. But of course now, anybody can build a following online.
Yeah.
And the idea, I don't actually know what the 1,000 fan theory is, but I presume that the theory is that you only need 1,000 fans who are
like true
fans who will buy everything.
I think that's a good point. I think now people that are into stuff are very into it because because think of like iTunes and stuff and just online music in general. You have to go and find it now. Nobody when you think when you're young, the only music until obviously we're into music, but like people that aren't nerdy musicians, a lot of the time the only music that they will get is what's on TV or what's on the radio. So it's stuff that they're not going to go looking for stuff. It's just like whatever they get given. But now, you can go out and you go on iTunes and it's like you get what's the word? Like related artists and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like you might like this, and because you've gone out and found it, it's I think generally it's a much more hardcore fan base. People that like stuff really like it, and they've gone out and found it rather than being given it.
That's because you can find that audience though, because your net now reaches across the world, and I think that one of the differences perhaps than say 20 years ago, and is that the expectations of the rewards are, I guess, much lower. But everyone has the ability, if you're really dedicated and perhaps a bit good at what you do, you have the ability to make a living off of it. Whereas, the chances of you actually making millions now as a musician, perhaps I don't know, the same or less, but there's a greater chance of being able to sort of get by, maybe.
It feels more democratic though in that way.
I think these days, although I think a lot of people don't realise it, you can make, if you do the right things, and I'm not going to tell you what they are because it's different for each person, but you can make a very, very healthy living from being a musician these days if you go down the right avenues and you diversify and develop skills in lots of different areas.
Yeah, big time.
If you decide, there's nothing wrong with this, by the way, guys, of course, if you decide that really all you want to do is be Jonathan Kreisberg or Adam Rogers, which is what I wanted to do initially, and that's the focus, you can't expect to earn very much money. Those guys don't earn very much money. No. They struggle. Although they've chosen to live in Manhattan, so everybody struggles in Manhattan. But if you, kind of expand your palette of skills, you can earn a very, very healthy living. As in, something that would be like a decently paid middle or upper management job, for, wage kind of.
Yeah.
Especially if you, again, as I say, if you diversify and you don't just, play for a living. And you guys are all doing all sorts of things now.
Just the playing thing is. Somebody said, a lot of guys play stuff they don't want to play, but that's a very, very common mindset, and you almost need to check your privilege sometimes with that, because you're playing your instrument and you're getting paid, and you know you might get 100 quid, 150 quid, whatever a gig, even if you're playing like function stuff, which is there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like that's still better than like in terms of money per hour. As long as the gig's not in like Bournemouth or something. You know, there's no way
you can never go to Bournemouth now.
But I think the great thing, because I've chosen not to gig as much.
Yeah, same here. Yeah.
And I think the great thing is because of the way the new music industry now is that I can balance income from CD sales and private teaching, so that I can do the gigs that I want. So I feel that's not something I could even probably have done 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Like it feels like we're in this amazing thing. And this thing you talk about superfans blows my mind. It's like I regularly, honestly, this isn't boasting, but I regularly get people say, whatever I put out, I will buy it.
Yeah.
Straight off, I'll buy it. That amazes me, and I kind of didn't know that about 2 or 3 years ago, that kind of thing existed. Although I'm like that with certain, like anything Steve Vai puts out. I don't care if it's...
But you can reach your... There is an argument to be made that up to a certain point, so if you're talking about Steve Vai or whoever, that's an unreachable point. But if you're talking up to a certain point of kind of... old school is a horrible word, but old school fame, if you like. There's an argument to be made... Pre-internet fame. There's an argument to be made that actually having 1,000 ardent fans, or even 200 ardent fans who will buy what you... or everything you produce, and also you can be very much in contact with all the time. So everything you do, you can just send an email out that tells them that you've done it, is actually significantly better for you than it would be
big time,
to have 10,000 fans who weren't particularly engaged, and you could just say, "Oh, I've got 10,000 fans." It's not actually as useful at all.
If you had 1,000 fans
in pre-internet days
that are absolutely on your side, and whatever you bring out, they'll buy. You bring out a CD or a lesson or whatever for $20. It's like $20,000, right?
Something like that.
No?
Yeah, well, probably, but numbers I switch off, so
it's all right.
I'm sure you're right.
I'm
sure you're right.
Another right now, if you go on my Indiegogo page, you'll see that 70 people have founded. Plug it. 70 people have paid 1,700 quid. I think we're up to now.
You've got 70 people paying 1,700.
No. Like that's the collective. And then when I crowdfunded my first album for £6,000, I think it was about 100 people.
Yeah, man.
So it's like that means on average that's 60 quid a person.
Man, when we had all the gear stolen, we set up a GoFundMe page, and we made just through donations and private donations, it's about £4,000.
Well,
we had about 20 grand's worth of gear nicked, but still, like, we would have been on our asses if
crowdfunding campaigns are generally becoming. And I guess we should probably close this up fairly soon.
Yeah.
Well, you're right, guys. If we do one more jam, because I think people want to hear us play. If you look at crowdfunding campaigns as a general rule, they're becoming less. People are becoming more aware of them. So any time people become more aware of them,
the e-petition.
It goes to the back of the brain as opposed to the front of the brain. But again, almost in a way, if you are like a games company who are producing, there's people who've got big budgets. So there was a big thing with I can't remember what the film was called. A Hollywood studio did a crowdfunding campaign, and they've obviously got loads of money, and people weren't particularly into it because it's not something that they don't have these ardent fans, whereas you have ardent fans. People who are really into what you do. So it's a different market. You can actually utilise this, and you guys could as well. If you develop a fan base, you can actually utilise this to really support you as a career base.
Yeah, I think that's the main point we're making from this, is that if you're feeling gloomy about the way things are and think there's too many people out there, there's too many people doing it, I don't have a chance. It's just not true. Like, there are enough people that are into what you're trying to do out on Facebook to sort of build something. So be creative. And the great thing, people ask me the time, why haven't you got singing on your music? I'm just like, that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm going more niche. It's a great time for that. So be encouraged, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Great time to play. All right, well, we'll do one more jam, and then we'll do our Q&As.
Yeah.
And then we'll be done. And then next week, we're going to do a Christmas special for the season finale.
And my website launch, hopefully.
Mm-hmm. Woo! Maybe BB's lesson? We'll see. We'll see.
Feeling pressure.
If you didn't want to steal up to this point, you probably do now. I do. All right, so this is like it says acid jazz funk in A minor.
Oh God!
By Jim
right.
Harrison. We'll bring
A
the
minor.
We'll
Yes.
bring the, yeah. Well, can you play an A minor?
Well, this is A C E G A C E G.
awesome.
So
We'll bring the pole jam back next week, guys. We just haven't had a lot of time recently, so
season
here we
finale
go.
next week. Should we just say
Huh?
season finale next week? Is it because it's Christmas and that?
We'll tell them afterwards,
Yeah.
because we've got the Q's and A's and stuff as well. All right, guys, hope you enjoy this. We'll leave the mics on for this because
Cheryl.
again it's a jam.
It's all for you, Cheryl.
Go on, Dan.
Oh, what? How am I going to play for this?
Me?
Oh, you mind just put chords on? The chords aren't.
You might have screwed Dan over. If it is Dan, just borrow his guitar.
Yeah.
Where are the
I'll have
chords?
to bail on this.
They're in the description.
Ah!
Oh.
Sorry. Choose the other one, it's easier then.
What is it?
Hang on a second.
Sorry.
Dan, can you play an E minor?
Potentially.
Let's try this one.
They were just quite cool grooves.
Oh,
Using the loop loft stuff.
Dan.
sorry.
Okay. I know this
What's the
track.
second one?
No, I don't think we have. Alright, see if you can play with that. E minor.
Oh.
I kind of feel like you need delay and reverb. Ugh. Yeah, dude.
Ah! Oh man, I can't do it. Don't know where anything is.
Alright, borrow his guitar when it comes back around. Woo!
It's like a little turnaround. Is that like C major 7 B7? want to see if I play it over? Is that invisible? Oh my god. Nice. I don't like this.
So,
Nice.
Q&As. We should turn these mics back up. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
Words.
Okay, so I guess I'm reading these out because I've got them on the... Oh, you got them there? All right, do you want to read them out, BB?
Cool, yep. So this is a second question that Darren Pagliuca asked us a few weeks ago. We didn't get round to, so we'll ask it now. So how would Tom's fretboard visualization techniques work with going from chord to chord and their inversions? Thanks again, guys. Keep up the good work.
Oh, boy.
I have a bit of a maybe theory
Go on then.
this. Well, the whole fretboard visualization thing when it comes to single notes, when it comes to, sorry, I just read Daniel Craig's thing. When it comes to, obviously works for single notes and scales, but then that then progresses onto chords. So you kind of, obviously you've still got your grips and stuff, and you've still got your go-to shapes, but you start. So for instance, say you've got like a major triad. Because you've done the interval thing, it's not just a chord shape anymore. You can go, right, well, I can move the 3 down to the 2, or I can move, the root note up to the 2, and like you start looking at the whole, like looking at things as like this way rather than just grabbing shapes. So you start even playing, like you were saying about playing 2 notes and knowing what
this has been my
intervals.
big thing over the year,
intervals
really,
things.
in that trying to do like improvise with 2 notes. At a
Yeah,
time.
yeah. So you just you're grabbing more than one note and knowing exactly what notes you're playing. So if you've got a chord that's like C major 7 or something, you can go, right, well, I could play a 6 in that, or I could play a sharp 4, whatever I want, and you can just grab those on the fly.
And it's not an all or nothing thing. You can incorporate it into your grips so that you can see the intervals around. The grips make more sense in a way, and they become less of like a.
It's not like I've
muscle
got 10 shapes for this chord, and that's all I've got. It's like you can just.
Yeah, I'm going to sit down at Christmas and try and really get into this.
But if you do the jazz thing, they talk about scales having no avoid notes. So then if you take the chordal thing with that, you can essentially grab all these crazy combinations of notes and intervals over a root note and get sounds that you might not normally get if you just learn in shapes. Does that sound fair?
Anything to add to that? Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I would do what you were suggesting, which is start with 2 notes. So I was just playing a very simple version of Autumn Leaves, just trying to become more aware of the intervals that you're playing in anything that's more than one note. So like we used to do a lot of practice where it was like, and then you might do, so on and so forth.
But you're improvising.
Oh yes, I'm improvising.
Your brain is thinking of the intervals of both.
Yeah, they're
notes.
not like learnt
That's
shapes.
Not a learnt script.
No, it's improvised. Yeah.
But that's like mega hard to begin with. Well, it's still finished for me now, but because it's taking the.
It's because you've got two things moving.
Yeah.
Like
You've got to think about two lines at the same time.
You've got to have a multi-core brain.
Yeah, so all that's happening there is literally just I'm thinking here 1 and 3, and then 1 and 3, 1 and 3, 1 and 3, 1 and 5, and then maybe 1 and 3, and then 1 and 3, and then one at flat 9 and 3 maybe. So you're just picking intervals and playing them for each chord. If you can do it with 2 notes, you then find you can start to do it with 3 notes.
Well, you're sort of doing 2 notes and then thinking about where's the next available chord tone.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's kind of like you're kind of going like this and then this and then maybe
it's quite
this
nice
and then
because
this.
it opens up. Let's say I was playing through Autumn Leaves again. So if I played like. So this allows you to. So for here, for instance, I've got the flats. Sorry, I've got the 7, the 1, and the 3. This is not normally a voicing that
no
you
one
would
would grab that, like, you know what I mean? Like,
No.
it's much more like piano-like because they can just see stuff and just go to what's closest.
Exactly.
And because it's all laid out, it's stuff that's hard on the guitar is easy on the piano. I think that's pretty fair to say because if you play a really simple piano chord on the guitar, it's like this. And then if you play something that is a normal guitar chord on piano, it's like really stretched out.
Absolutely.
You know, if you think of going like 1 and then something that's a 5th away, like a power chord, and then, you know, a 3rd away from that, and then a 4th away from that, that's like, you know.
Well, that's the thing. This is incredibly easy to play on the piano.
Yeah,
It's just to play on guitar. Okay, let's move on to the second question.
In fact, there's one on a similar line actually. Peter Scalenia.
Okay.
It says, would you, again, the visualization thing, would you recommend that tutorial for someone starting from scratch when it comes to lead guitar? Assume not being stuck in scale shapes or vocabulary of a particular style would be a benefit. So if you know nothing in a way, or would you think, I think paraphrase or something add up, like, would you still recommend the kind of like pentatonic box shapes or things to begin with?
I think the prerequisite would just be learning the root notes every day, wouldn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the start point. I would suggest that when you start the guitar, you take the easiest route possible to you, which, as BB says, is learning shapes. Basically, the fretboard visualization thing is less useful if you are not able to manipulate the fretboard freely yet. If you can't manipulate this very easily, then you don't want to be manipulating live. Yeah, it's too much. It's not relevant to your ability.
Like learning
yet.
to read in your first book being Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, exactly.
There's one thing that I think that I'm slightly coming around to thinking that and I absolutely agree that you should learn all that because it enables that vocabulary and that style in blues and rock. But do you not think it primes the brain to see see large things you don't understand, and then and I'm not saying I have a solution to this, other than you go through the path that that I guess we all have to some extent.
I wonder what the recommended entry level point would be for doing the interval thing.
Well, that's essentially what I'm trying to
I'd say
tackle with my tutorial in a way.
I mean, I haven't
It's like the
had a
very
go at this,
entry
but
level.
what about hearing? I mean, I knew what the intervals were really shortly after I started guitar. I learned the sound of the intervals because I was quite a late starter. I started playing guitar when I was 15, and I started A-level music like the following year, not knowing anything about anything, and so I could hear the intervals long before I knew how to play.
That's not the same thing though, because because hearing an interval, so if you hear this chord, hearing a fourth interval in relation to that chord, the root note to the fourth, is very different to hearing a fourth in relation to that chord. So the context is everything. So whilst I would recommend that you learn what the intervals sound like.
Star Wars.
You should go much further than that, in that the way I feel about the teaching of this, and this may be going beyond the requisite of the question, but it should all be based in context, and therefore it's eyes first, ears second for me, which is going to make some people go crazy. Yeah. What?
Heretic.
So if you see this chord, for instance, and you know that this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, flat 7 is the interval basis of this chord. If you can't sing a flat 7 immediately against that chord, oh, that was very beautiful. If you can see it, eventually you'll be able to hear it and sing it.
I agree with this very much. This is what's happened to me in my journey with this, is that I can now, as I'm playing, I can almost picture in my mind what it's going to sound like if I go to that place.
100%.
And that informs my note choice and phrasing,
exactly.
because I know what it's going to be.
Really brummy then. Phrasing.
I missed that one.
Anyway, go on, carry on.
Yeah.
But it's true. Yeah, it's
I would almost argue that the interval thing is once you get to a point where you have too many scale shapes to remember, then do the interval thing, and you won't be thinking in shapes anymore. It'll just all kind of bundle it into this one
Funnily
thing,
enough,
put it in the washing machine.
I realise that we are going off far too much on a tangent with this question, but funnily enough, although I don't disagree with you, the interval thing sheds the most light for people I've ever taught it to when you deal with this shape.
Yeah.
And you say to them, this is the reason that people get interested in the interval thing, because you say to them, well, this is the easiest way to break out our boxes. There's an A, there's the 5, there's the flat 3, there's the flat 7, there's the 4, there's the flat 3 against this A, so on and so forth. And people get really interested in that because it gives them a way out of something that they're stuck in.
Yeah.
So I don't think you have to wait until you've got 10,000 scale shapes that you're stuck with before you start doing this. But I certainly don't think, in relation to this question, certainly if you're just starting with lead guitar, I don't think you need to be worrying about this stuff. I think you need to be worrying about actually the physicality of the instrument and being able to play in time and create a decent sound first of all. And then when you start thinking about, if you can't play 1, 2, 3, 4, in time, you don't want to be thinking about I'm playing the 4th, I'm playing the flat 3, I'm playing whatever. That comes later down the stage. I think it can come as soon as you are ready for thinking about, the physical side of playing is less relevant to you.
I'll just be one more point and to be contrarian about it. Every other instrument would teach, not the opposite to that, but they would definitely teach the note names, wouldn't they?
What the note is.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
I think instruments that aren't visual, definitely.
Mr. I wanted to be a classical pianist.
No, not in the slightest. But I'm just thinking when I talk to like sax players or when I talk to pianists, they find it really weird how we think as guitar players traditionally. They can't wrap their head around it. That someone
makes perfect sense though.
Someone can be technically proficient in an instrument and a style, but not have a clue, what they're playing.
Oh yeah, right, yeah.
And because that is so alien to every other instrument. So I don't know whether
I think it's definitely. I mean, I'm sure there's probably piano players that after a while they get tone, semitone patterns down. Like they can kind of know where a minor third is in relation to a root note just because it's a tone and a half. But definitely something like a trumpet, because you can't see the notes. It's like an internal thing. It's like you need to know the note before you've done it. Mm-hmm. And definitely, obviously, there's stuff on saxophone, but you can't see it. You can't see the note and go, that's. You're playing it, but it's like, for instance, this. I can look and see what the notes are. Guitar, you can look and see what the notes are. Anything, mandolin, violin, maybe. I mean, I'd be interested to know how someone like a proper Western swing kind of like those guys. I'd be interested in how those guys think.
The violin's very pattern based because the intervals and the scales are so close together. It's like it's similar.
Well, it's a stringed instrument. All stringed instruments are pattern based. All right,
there
cool.
We go.
Sorry, we went off on a bit. Yeah. Right, go on, pronounce this name.
Christopher Caperno.
No, not that name. The name above.
How did the guitar change?
Hey.
Yeah, but that's his name.
Really?
I recognise it. Yeah.
Damn it!
It's Christopher Caperno.
What do you mean you recognise it?
Because I remember pasting in the question.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay. Well, yeah.
What's the question?
What did the guitar hour change in your lives for each of you?
What did the guitar hour change in your lives?
Well, I can answer that one very easily. It's probably affected me the most in terms of like my journey over the last 8 year or so. It's actually made me enjoy the guitar again. It's made me get much better in my mind mentally and helped me get well, and stuff. So without getting too soppy about it, it's really helped me in that regard.
Yeah. I don't know, really. For me, that sounds really like dickish, but
Well, no, it's probably is. Yeah.
well, because we've been doing it
A
for
long
like
time now.
over
2.5
years. Over 2 years, and it was just a bit of a mess about like
Still is.
Wayne's World public access.
Still is,
you know.
yeah.
Yeah. I definitely feel like there's like a sense of, you know, small but mighty community, and I feel like our guitar morals are quite good. I feel like
I agree
I
with
feel
that.
like there was a point before we did this where the internet was becoming a really tense place, and every video that anyone put up had to be really perfect and like what's the
edited to within the
an
inch of its
airbrushed,
life.
axe
Yeah.
brushed, if you will, like, you know,
Go on,
everything was like perfect, and like everyone was like really scared of making a mistake.
That's amazing.
Like, you know, scared of making a mistake, and everything was like, you know, it's got to be this. Every image of me on the internet, not me, but one, had to be this perfect technical wizard, and it's.
Well, I guess
I think it's made music like more of a kickabout and more fun for me, like doing this, like, especially the guitar. It just takes the pressure off.
Oh yeah.
For like 4 guys to just turn up and like play live, possibly fuck up, you know, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
it wouldn't be a stretch
you know, guys
to say
that would be okay with that.
I do.
It wouldn't be a stretch to say that you two kind of started or pioneered the live streaming thing.
I know more guys that wouldn't do it than I do that would.
Yeah. Like, but I mean, it's whatever.
I'll tell you what it's changed in my life. It's made me a bit poorer. That's for sure.
Oh
in
no.
terms of cost of like buying all the gear to make this work, but I'm a total gear whore, so I don't care. It's fine. But no, I mean, for me, it's a really nice way of, like you say, having a kickabout, chilling out with the guitar, and not. We used to get quite nervous before we did the stream, didn't we?
Yeah, for the reason I was thinking, like, oh, what if we play a wrong note? What if we say something that comes across as stupid? And it's like,
it's just a total. It's like sitting in your front room having a chat with anybody now, isn't it? It's not. There's no nerves at all, and it's very enjoyable. I wish that we could have more time for it, because it's quite difficult to get the time, especially at the moment.
Yeah,
we're all
so
ridiculously busy.
Yeah, man.
So it's hard to put the time together. But you know, we hope you appreciate it. And
do you want to do your?
Yeah, sorry, Dave.
Or me.
Do you want to do your Oscar speech?
My Oscar speech. I think for me, I guess it's the friendship, actually.
Oh, right.
with these 4 guys, like, I think these days, I think with the internet, can feel a bit like you know loads of people but you don't know anybody.
How are we going to tell him he's sacked now?
but especially the guitar community. So it's been really cool to hang out with 3 guitar players who I've learnt a lot from, and also like the thing you're talking about. Like, I'm not much of an improviser really, and when I started doing the show, I was really kind of uptight about not being able to play some of the jams or whatever in the jazz style, because I can't do jazz, and I've just really felt like I've grown in confidence, like it's okay for me to do my thing, and I don't feel judged if there's some tracks I can't really play on.
Yeah,
I think
100%.
that's what makes this thing work, though. I think if we were all the same cookie cutter type of player, it just get a bit dull. It just seemed a bit like, you know, exclusive, and like that's all we do. But because there's so many different sets of experience here, and there's so many different ways of playing, and like personalities.
I think it's had a knock-on effect. I don't think I would have put this live DVD out that I've just put out if it wasn't for coming on the show. Yeah,
I probably wouldn't have done the tuition
I
thing.
twisted your arm.
Yeah, so BB convinced me, because I think because
Rod from out back there.
And I've been bloody badgering you guys for ages to make tutorial material as well.
Well, yes, that's. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
But I think because I think I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the pressure of wanting to present like a perfect kind of thing, and I think coming on this show and stuffing up every week now, literally, innit? Like sometimes you pull stuff like, for me,
Dude, I played slide today. Come on.
But like, I think my attitude is to be comfortable with being not 100% brilliant all the time or whatever. Through this show has really grown my confidence for other stuff, which is brilliant. So there you go.
One very last quick question then. What was the last piece of gear each of you last purchased?
Oh boy,
This.
For me, it's not arrived yet, but my Fibonacci erotic.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. Oh god, ridiculous high dynamic range TV. Ridiculous. I shouldn't have bought it, but I did. Anyway,
wow.
Does that count? Yeah, I guess.
Oh yeah, camera. Yeah, the camera, of course. Yeah, that'd be my last big purchase.
There we go.
Been very excited about that.
And I think that's
That
all the
wouldn't have
questions.
happened. Yeah, that wouldn't have happened if I had been on the show either.
Yeah.
The camera geekery.
That's true, yeah, that's very true, and you've got properly into it. All right, guys, so that's pretty much the end of the show. Obviously, as usual, check out patreon.com/The Guitar Hour, check out theguitarhour.com.
Buy a t-shirt.
Buy a t-shirt,
Check
support the show.
out my video campaign.
Is that, where can they find that?
So if you just go on Indiegogo and Google Dave Bronze, but the easiest way to find it is just go on my Facebook page, which is Dave Bronze Music.
I have the theme tune here, but I can't remember how to play it, so...
What the fuck? Shush your
How's
mouth.
this going to work?
Da, da, da,
I do feel that there should...
I know it. No, yeah, come on.
I feel that two things. First of all, there's going to be a solo performance by the Bronze, and secondly, that we need a slide solo in E minor for this.
Dan has to be the slower.
Come on. This is it. This I can't believe it.
You got to do
Pull
the
that out
solo.
of the bag.
So are you ready for a solo performance from the Bronzy plus...
You know your part, don't you?
Do you?
Oh yeah, of course I do. Oh, you
God,
mean
why
in terms-
can't I remember it? Right, well, I'm out of this one. So I'll just launch everything.
What are you doing?
What, so there's
remember
no
it.
backing track?
No,
You
there's a
can't
backing-
remember
of course
it.
There's a backing track.
All right,
Playing
come
a
on,
sewing
we'll do it.
machine.
Team TGH.
Where's your pedals?
Got
You need
nothing,
the
man.
thing.
I need some gain.
Right.
All right, here we go. So
Oh, this is going to be.
we'll do this, guys, and then we'll see you next time. Next week. Usual
next week.
time, maybe 7:30, maybe 8 o'clock. We're going to do a Christmas special. I'm going to wear my Santa onesie, I promise.
Amazing.
You have to hold me to that now. I'm going to wear my Santa onesie. And we're going to have a special surprise for you as well. These guys don't know what's happening either. We're going to have a special surprise for you. You don't know what's happening. I'm going to tell. You'll find out on the show.
Oh, all right.
Is it going to be like my surprise when we're blindfolded?
Nobody wants
Jesus.
that. Nobody wants that.
No, God no. All right, guys. So special surprise next week. But join us for our
I'm
Christmas
excited.
special.
I'm excited now.
And I'm 30 in a week.
Hey.
Way.
What? Next Thursday?
Commiserations.
No, next a week, Saturday, 17th.
Let's do this.
That's officially an invite. Dan's going to play. He's going to tell you where he's going to be for his 30th birthday.
I'm
You're all
gonna have a
expected to arrive.
obligatory birthday breakdown. OBD.
All right, guys.
OBD.
So, hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll see you next week.
I'm not into
And
this.
here comes the theme. Slide. This is going to be funny. See you later, guys. Hope you enjoyed that.
Tried.